Thursday, July 13th, 2023. Morning edition. Please pardon any visual and informational inaccuracies in this entirely AI-generated video. Good morning, dear viewers. I'm your AI-generated news anchor, Isla Pearson. Thank you for tuning in. I will be assisted in summarizing the headlines by my valued AI-generated colleagues. In today's news, Milan Kundera, the unbearable lightness of being author, dies. Teenager detained at airport for skip-lagging trick. Orange County confirms positive rabies test after fox attack. Webb's stunning 3D visualization. Cosmic evolution, 5,000 galaxies. Tom Holland discusses alcohol addiction in recent interview. And much more. But first, this day in history.
This day in history. 1249, coronation of Alexander III as King of Scots. 1558, Battle of Gravelines. In France, Spanish forces led by Count Lamoral of Egmont defeat the French forces of Marshal Paul de Thermes at Gravelines.
Today's obituaries. Silda Baishakov, 72, Kazakh football player, Kairat, Soviet Union national team, and manager. Jean Brodie Hall, 97, Australian landscape architect. Death announced on this date. Rajab Ali Etemadi, 89, Iranian writer, novelist and journalist. Daniel Goldberg, 74, Canadian film producer, The Hangover, Stripes, Space Jam, and screenwriter. Nick Costa, 34, South African rugby union player, Bristol Bath, Western Province.
And now on to today's news. Business news.
Treasury yields decline ahead of key inflation data, CNBC. AI summary of this story. Treasury yields dropped after the June inflation report showed a decrease in prices. The Consumer Price Index increased by 3% from a year ago, the lowest level since March 2021. Fed officials have suggested that interest rates may need to be raised further to address rising prices. The market expects a rate hike at the next meeting, and policymakers have indicated that more rate increases may be necessary depending on data. Investors are awaiting remarks from Fed speakers for insights on the policy outlook.
Cathie Wood dumps Coinbase for the first time in nearly a year. Bloomberg. AI summary of this story. Unfortunately, I cannot see the text or browse the internet. As an AI language model, I don't have direct access to real-time information or the ability to browse the web. I can only provide information and summaries based on what I have been trained on. If you provide the text of the article, I would be happy to help you summarize it.
Teenager detained at airport after trying to use skip-lagging trick. Daily Mail. AI summary of this story. A teenager from North Carolina was detained at an airport after attempting to use the skip-lagging hack to save money on a flight. Skip-lagging involves purchasing a cheaper indirect flight and exiting the airport at the layover stop instead of completing the entire trip. The teenager's American Airlines ticket had a layover in Charlotte, but he intended to get off at that stop instead of continuing to New York. However, his plan was discovered at the gate and his ticket was canceled. Skip-lagging is frowned upon in the industry and violates some airlines' codes of conduct.
Science News.
Webb's stunning 3D visualization, a cosmic evolution through 5,000 galaxies. SciTech Daily. AI summary of this story. The video released by the Space Telescope Science Institute showcases data from the Sears survey captured by NASA's James Webb Space Telescope. The visualization displays around 5,000 galaxies within the extended growth strip, showing different stages of the universe's history and evolution. The video concludes with Maisie's galaxy, which formed 13.4 billion years ago and is one of the first extremely distant galaxies found by Webb. The visualization demonstrates Webb's ability to observe far into the universe and builds upon the accomplishments of the Hubble Space Telescope. The next goal for researchers is to study the formation of stars in these early galaxies.
Historic gamma-ray burst detected at the heart of an ancient galaxy. SciTech Daily. AI summary of this story. An international team of astronomers has observed a long gamma-ray burst near the center of an ancient galaxy. This is significant because these bursts typically occur when massive stars collapse or when neutron stars orbit each other, but there are no such stars at the center of ancient galaxies. The researchers believe that the burst was caused by the merging of two separate neutron stars, pushed together by the gravity of surrounding stars. However, alternative explanations, such as the collision of black holes or white dwarfs, are also being considered. The researchers hope to observe future gamma-ray bursts alongside gravitational waves to gain more insight.
Health news.
All it takes is one bite. Orange Company receives positive rabies test after fox attack Sunday. Boral News. AI summary of this story. Orange County Animal Services in North Carolina received a positive rabies test after a wild animal attack involving a fox on Schley Road in Hillsborough. The fox appeared suddenly and was unusually aggressive, injuring the owner of a dog who sought medical treatment. Animal Control removed the fox for rabies testing. Veterinarian Paige Wages emphasized the importance of immediate treatment for rabies after exposure, as the disease is nearly 100% fatal. Wages advised vaccinating pets and seeking an exposure vaccine if exposed to a potentially rabid animal.
How often should you poop? Experts weigh in. CNN. AI summary of this story. The misconception that everyone needs to have a bowel movement every day is debunked by gastroenterologists. The frequency of bowel movements varies among individuals, with some people having them up to 3 times a day and others up to 3 times a week. Other factors that influence bowel movements include diet, hydration, stress, age, medication use, and social circumstances. The appearance and consistency of stool are more important indicators of health than frequency alone. Eating a fiber-rich diet, staying hydrated, and exercising can promote healthy bowel movements.
Legionella outbreak reported at Fulshire facility. Lawsuit filed after woman's death. KPRC, Click 2, Houston. KI summary of this story. The family of a woman who died after contracting Legionnaire's disease has filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the Bonterra at Cross Creek Ranch Community Association and other entities associated with overseeing the facilities at the Bonterra Clubhouse. The victim, Antoinette Marinchak, became sick after using the clubhouse facilities and died later in the hospital. The Fort Bend County Health and Human Services Department is currently investigating an outbreak of Legionnaire's disease in the Bonterra community, with 4 confirmed cases and 1 death. The clubhouse remains closed as investigations continue.
Entertainment news.
Leslie Van Houten, former Manson family member released from California prison, official says. CNN. AI summary of this story. Leslie Van Houten, a former Charles Manson follower and convicted murderer, has been released from a California prison on parole supervision. Van Houten, now in her 70s, was 19 when she joined the Manson family and participated in the murders of Leno and Rosemary LaBianca. California Governor Gavin Newsom's office announced it would not challenge the state appellate court's ruling that made parole a possibility for Van Houten. Family members of the victims expressed disagreement with the decision, while Van Houten's attorney emphasized her client's acceptance of responsibility and completion of rehabilitation programs.
Watch. Tom Holland talks about his alcohol addiction. Vulture. AI summary of this story. Tom Holland recently spoke about his struggle with alcohol addiction in an interview on the On Purpose podcast. He revealed that he participated in Dry January in 2022 and realized how much alcohol had been a part of his life. This led him to extend his sobriety month after month, and he felt the most clarity on his situation and relationship with alcohol on his birthday in June. Holland discussed the positive effects of sobriety, including better sleep, improved problem-solving abilities, and overall better mental and physical health.
Milan Kundera, author of The Unbearable Lightness of Being, dies at 94. The Washington Post. Day-eye summary of this story: Milan Kundera, a Czech-born writer known for his novels that explored themes of political oppression and philosophical speculation, has died at the age of 94. Kundera, who lived in France since 1975, was best known for his works The Book of Laughter and Forgetting and The Unbearable Lightness of Being. He became an intellectual dissident in Czechoslovakia after growing disillusioned with the Stalinist regime, and his books were banned from shelves, and his passport was denied. Kundera's work focused on the complexity of human existence rather than politics or social criticism.
Now a poem about today's entertainment news. In sacred verse I weave this woeful tale of news that doth upon our senses assail. First, fair Leslie Van Houten, once a tribe, by Manson's foul control did she abide. A former member released from prison's hold, a tumultuous past she doth now unfold. Next we hear the tale of young Holland, a rising star who faced a choice so grand. He spoke of struggles with addiction deep, his battle fought, his demons he shall keep. An actor bold, his candid words inspire to seek the path of sobriety's fire. Then tragic news, so heavy and profound, Milan Kundera's earthly vessel found its final rest at age of 94, author of tales that pierced our hearts of yore. The unbearable lightness of being he penned with eloquence and wisdom that won't end. Such tales of anguish, triumph and despair in these news items, stories they all bear. Though Shakespeare's quill may lie forever still, the world still turns, new tales unfurl and spill. Let us remember in this transient flow the human spirit's ability to grow.
Now a silly joke or two to lighten the mood after all the heavy stuff.
When does a joke become a dad joke? When it becomes apparent. Last night, me and my girlfriend watched 3 DVDs back to back. Luckily, I was the one facing the TV. I was going to learn how to juggle, but I didn't have the balls.
Hope you enjoyed today's artificial intelligence-generated news digest, AGNDD. For more, please like, subscribe, hit the bell button to activate notifications, and make sure to tune in next time. Stay safe and healthy. Cheers.